Hello everyone, hello and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X. I am of course the Black Shadow, and we are back at the Calmlands, folks, where having now defeated all the Aeons, all the Dark Aeons I should say in the game, the ultimate challenge of Penance has now arisen, and we will be taking on in a couple of videos time. In fact, as far as today's concerned, me recording, I'm looking to get all the rest of the side stuff of the game done. That is the last few fights in the arena of the original monsters. We've got the superboss of the arena, and then the Penance fight itself. Here is our party. I'll get to the sphere grid in a moment. Here's how our stats are all looking here. Pretty good, to be fair. I'm pretty happy with that. I'll show you the equipment as well. Everyone's obviously using their weapons here. I'll show the armors, however, very quickly. We've got Titus there with pretty good piece of armor there. Ribbon, HP limit, haste, protect. Walker's got auto phoenix and auto protect. You'll notice there's a little blend of a variety of abilities in. Some people have got auto protect, some auto phoenix. Some people have got ribbon. Some people don't have it. They've got another ability instead. Quite a nice blend of abilities, actually. I didn't want to have everyone with like the same equipment because that would kind of limit it a bit. Having different armors, and even to be fair, someone like Oren's got one that has, has instead of ribbon, auto phoenix, for example, so he can change things on the fly a little bit. Yuna with the Abraxas there can dual task, sort of dual role. With the Nirvana she can attack, and with that she can heal for pretty good amount of that. So it's nice to have a bit of variety available to me, which is going to be beneficial. As far as the sphere grid's concerned, we're over here now. I've cleared this little bottom bit down here. All that's left to do is you've got this circle here. You've got this bit here, which is where Walker started, and you head up here. This runs up to like the rest is all Walker's sphere grid. And then down here you've got like all of Oren's here as well, and all this area here. Although to be honest, I don't think I'm actually going to clear the rest of that sphere grid, to be honest. Judging from, alright, admittedly I'm not 100% sure, but in how I'm preparing to deal with the superboss of the arena and Penance itself, I think we'll be alright. I hope I'll be alright. The important thing is I've got my stats pretty much maxed. The evasion and accuracy are irrelevant for the fight. So, they're pretty good, to be fair. I'm pretty happy with that. Ironically, Lulu, statistically, is our strongest character. Which, nothing against Lulu, it's just seems a bit weird. But yeah, folks. If I was to get up to, like, 99,000 health, that'd be nice. But I don't think I'm going to need it. Truth be told, I could be wrong. But anyways, before we get on to the Penance fight, we want to clear the arena first. You don't have to in order to fight Penance at all. It's just clearing Dark Aeons. But hey, it's the other side, the other half of the side questing we've still got to finish. So we are here still. So let's get fighting, folks. There's only 4 enemies I'm gonna show that we haven't fought yet. I don't think I've shown all the arena conquest or the species conquest, but, that's just... Look it up. The 4 enemies we're going to be fighting are the original creations we've not taken on yet, so that's the Catastrophe, the Fuban, the Nayslug, and then finally the Ultima Buster. And if you manage to acquire 10 of every fiend in the game, and defeat every area conquest, species conquest, and original monster, you will gain access to this guy. Hopefully, we'll have that by the end of the video. But we've got 4 bosses to clear out first. So, let's get started. And we're going to start off with the Catastrophe. Now, truth be told, my party is actually a little bit overpowered for these fights. Well, I say a little bit, I mean reasonably overpowered for these fights. So I'll give a rough, yeah, look at that. Yeah. So I'll show off the Catastrophe in a bit of quick detail. He's got two forms. It's a bit like some of the Sin Spawn fights we've had, where like they start off in the shell, and after an X amount of damage they come out. Or that it's Thingy, the one we fought like at Killiker, except there's no tentacles around or anything like that. Eventually this guy will get a turn, and he's quite slow when he's in his shell. And he can either do nothing, or he can unleash like a little toxic sort of attack, which can cause a few status effects. A bit nasty. But we want to basically hit this guy plenty. This guy's got 2.2 million health. After you do a little over 400,000 damage, eventually you'll get the guy to come out. In which case his attack pattern does change. He then has a couple of, again, his toxic attack changes a bit, which can do some damage. He also gets access to Demi, which of course, doesn't matter what level or health you've got, it's pretty damn dangerous. So be sure to be careful of that. No, don't bribe him. I want to... Where the... Oh, right. Wrong one. Log in. I want to get me some Gamma Spirits, because I can. But generally, this guy's pretty easy, actually. He gets a small agility boost for getting here, but it's still so small. It's not a lot. So I'll let him get a couple of attacks in, because I'm feeling kind. They won't do much damage, but I want to show them off quickly. Toxic Spray is the one he loves to use at this point. That can cause I believe it can cause some breaks, actually, I think, which you can't protect against. Yeah, power, magic, armor, and full break that can cause, so that could be nasty. But I say he's got a Demi he can use as well. And he's also got an attack called 100 Thorns, which can be a bit nasty, which I'm hoping he'll use. I want to show that one off quickly, and then we'll put this guy to bed. I'll get a few hits on here. Yeah, so the party here are quite... I should have taken these fights on a lot earlier in the LP when they would have been more interesting to watch, but these are just demonstrations. Here comes Demi. We love Demi! Thankfully, it's capped at 9999 damage, but still. Kind of sucks. Now, I'm hoping he's going to use 100 Thorns now. That's the hope. Well, I'll get a few more hits in. Hoping he's going to use it. Yes, he will. 100 Thorns is quite... It's like this guy's big attack. It acts quite like Toxic Spray does, in that it will cause lots of breaks. Well, I thought it did. Well, it can cause a bit of status effects as well, various bits and pieces. It just hits everyone. But it's not too bad. Although, since that had max defense and protect, and it still did 1,500 damage, so, you know, if you've got a much weaker party, that can do some serious damage. But, yeah, Catastrophe's not too difficult. Should have shown him off earlier, never mind. Next up on the list is Fubar. Now, this guy is pretty challenging. He's based off of the... If you guys remember the Sanctuary Keeper we fought in Mount Gagazet, yeah, you'll recognise the one where I had a mess where I accidentally cast haste on the guy and kept using curse and all sorts of nasty attacks. Yeah, this guy can be a bit of a problem. Having good stats does help. For starters, every attack you use, he will counter with Condemn, which is his tail sweep, which can cause delay and lots of nice stuff. And he'll do that after every attack. And considering this guy's got 3 million health, yeah, that's pretty bad. I believe it can also remove a lot of sort of beneficial effects, like if you've got shells or protects on, or you've got auto life. I believe it gets auto life as well. Just going to check that. Regen, any of the null spells. I'm pretty sure it dispels all of them. Don't know why you'd have the null spells on you, really. This guy doesn't really have any input attacks. Let's have a look. Pretty sure it does dispel that. Yeah, there you go. But this is where having equipment with auto is really good. I mean, auto haste, you know, so haste doesn't get dispelled with any counter attack. Because the fact he does that, so you need armor with auto abilities to have any kind of status effects on you here. Otherwise, they'll just get removed after every single attack. So basically, they're not usable. So really useful to have some auto ability armor on you. In fact, he also counterattacks after every fight. Does drag things out a bit, but you know, those are the breaks. What can we do about that? Anyways. He's got a few attacks. He acts very similarly to what the Sanctuary Keeper does. He's got a few attacks that they love causing curse and some other status effects as well. You know, darkness, silence, that sort of general thing. He can also cast sort of regenerative magic himself, like haste and regen. I'm sure he can heal himself, probably. You know, protecting shell apparently he can use as well. He's got his main physical attack there, but he's also got like rainbow, which is like his little. I'll show rainbow off actually. I'll show that. Why is my agility so high? It means I've got to skip so many turns. Yeah, rainbows. This one here with the thing. This is what causes a lot of your problems. Is rainbow. It can be pretty nasty. So that can cause, you know, all sorts of stuff. There's despair, curse, sleep, confuse. Yeah. Dispelling. The problem is you've got here is that with all the status effects, as soon as works getting rid of all that. But if you want to get rid of the curse, you've either got to go ahead and use the holy water. Or, if it's like some fights, you might be cursed and also hit with like some breaks, potentially. Dispel will actually get rid of curse as well, if I used it on the right person, of course. If I don't, then it's not going to do a whole lot. Just got to bear in mind, of course, that will also negate any, like, if you've got protects or shells, which aren't auto ability as well, so there's that. He's also got one more attack I'm hoping he's going to use. If not, I'm not worried. But that's Convergence, which he's not going to use, so you're dead. But I think it's quite similar to like his Mana Beam. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure Convergence acts like his the Mana Beam attack of old. Non-elemental magic does extreme damage. I mean, even to our party here, it could well kill them. Extreme damage. So, yeah, that can be a problem. But I'll take all the condemn hits. It's given me some overdrive meters, which is handy. They will be useful for later. Lovely. Let's get Kamarian, why not? Get a change of personnel, why not? But yeah, the fact this guy uses this attack every single time it dispels any positive status effects he might have can be a problem. So just make sure you've got auto abilities like auto protect, auto haste, and you should be okay. And just heal if necessary, attack when you can. Just be careful if this guy decides to use like regen on himself, because he can heal for some pretty good amounts. Considering the fact he has got 3 million health, so you know, the amount the regen works is somewhat dependent on the target's health, maximum health. So if it's got 3 million, then it can heal for quite a lot. You know, we're talking like tens of thousands a turn. Not just its turn. Oh, Kamari! That was unlucky. Yeah, told you. He's dead. Convergence, very powerful. So, yeah, that's something you might want to just be a bit careful of. Thank you, Luke. We'll just give him a pep up. The only problem that is starting to occur now a bit more, and it is one of the unfortunate things of having a very high base HP limit of like 50, 60, 70,000, is you've got to bear in mind that it becomes, it becomes harder and harder and harder to actually heal. He's dead. And harder to heal fully. There are ways of healing, but I mean, considering what, you know, Lulu there with the magic booster, only healing for like 20,000. I mean, Yuna with the Abraxas, you know, which is just based around just heal, 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 heal. That can do up to about around about 25,000 points of healing, which isn't bad, but it's not going to fully heal anyone, so that's something you might have to bear in mind. But there's things that can be done to get around it. Yes, 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 you've done it. You've created a new monster because the other 2 monsters I have fought off screen. Yes, 10 Master Spheres, and that is the super boss. But I don't want to fight him right now. We will do next video. Yeah. Whatever. Anyways. So the last 2 enemies I have actually fought on off screen, so don't worry about that. First up is the Naslug. The Naslug has 4 million health. You're getting the general prompt here, and it is probably the only actual original creation in the game. The appearance of the Naslug is completely unique. There is no other enemy in the game that looks like him. And because it looks pretty, I can. Unnecessary, I know, but whatever. Interesting tidbit of trivia, in case you didn't know. If you were to look into like the game files of the game, and look up like the info of the Naslug, for example, you'd find that his his location basically in it is actually not where you'd think it would be. It's not with all the original monsters, but it's around like the Mushroom Road, Jose Highway sort of area of enemies in the game. So it does leave one to speculate whether this guy was perhaps going to be a boss back in the day. Like he was going to be maybe like another fiend that we may have fought like during Operation Mien, like the Sin Spawn Gui perhaps. You know, we may never know. But it brings up some questions. You know, as I say, as it is, it's the only original enemy in the game, so that's cool. I'll show him off a little bit as well, seeing as he's so special. He's got 3 different forms, interestingly enough. But he's got some nasty attacks. Slime is annoying. That will hit all party members. Curse, poison. It can cause silence. It can cause slow. It does cause some delay as well. However, the main problem with it is that it does cause lots and lots of... it can cause, mental and armor break, which is a problem. Tell you what I'm going to do is use now Bed Potion, just to heal with all the poison straight away. And I'm going to have to dispel some of this, because otherwise, with armor break, we're going to get pwned. I might even leave someone on it, just to show you. Oh, why can't I choose the correct one? I'm having a mare here. I'm having an absolute mare. Not promising, considering I'm looking at fighting bloody Penance today. So that's a bit worrying. So there is that. I want to show off another one of his attacks. He's got a really... really nasty attack. And that is Megaton, which I'm hoping he's going to use here, which he is. This hurts. Well, it can do. I mean, we got high defense, and Auron defending is on protect as well. Neither of those, he'd have still taken 4,000 damage with maximum defense. So that can hurt a heck of a lot. It can also cause confuse as well, apparently. So, yeah, there you go. But yeah, mainly, apparently as well, I'm just looking here. Apparently the armor and mental breaks with slime, apparently they ignore immunity, so one would assume that they would work against Aeons, because Aeons have a natural immunity to it. Possibly. One wonders. Anyways. So what we're going to do here is we're going to actually start taking the fight. Nicely. And what we want to do is keep hitting him. So he's got 4 million health, but what we want to do is take him down to about half health, and you'll know when you get there. So we're just going to beat the sugars out of this guy. That, I don't want him using slime again. Here we are. So once you take him down to half damage, half health, so 2 million health, he'll go into his shell here. He'll go into like an auto regen state at this point. And he will heal for a lot of health. However, there's a problem. When he's in his shell, physical attacks have no effect. Even celestial weapons that ignore defense, they are useless here. So you got a bit of a problem. What do you want to do here? Well, do something else other than using a physical attack. So you can say, use magic against this guy, which still works. It worked in the first place, as I kind of showed off quietly. You can use magic against this guy, and his magic defense is pretty weak, so you should be able to do plenty of damage with anyone who's got a pretty good magic stat. Flare would be enough. Probably like, even like the tier 3 magics would do lots of damage at this point. Yeah, even that's doing like 60k damage. It's pretty good. Fire Rider, why not? We haven't seen it for ages. The problem is, though, is that when this guy's doing this, yeah, using Kuraga, look at that, 62,000 health he just healed for. And the problem you've got at this stage is just doing enough damage so that you're slowly whittling away its health. Because it'll keep regaining its health, and if you just don't have the damage output, there's no way you can beat this guy. So, what options are there available to you? Well, there is a weird one. Now, note that said that this guy is immune to physical attacks. Now, there's a weird thing in this game involving what exactly a physical attack is. And obviously, if I attack, if I use Mug or Navgil, it's classed as a physical attack. Overdrives are not. Although, like in this case, it's clearly a physical hit that I'm going to initiate, overdrives ignore this. They don't count as whether there is a physical attack or not. And it's noted like if you've got some enemies you're taking on, they've got like a protect status, for example, and if you use an overdrive, you'll notice that the protect shield doesn't ever appear because it's not a physical attack per se. It's a bit of a weird one, folks. Now, once you then do a total of 3 million damage to this guy, you'll break his shell, forcing him back out, and then the fight resumes as per normal, except this guy now cannot heal, basically. And he's pretty ripe for finishing off. So, we shall do just that. But yeah, it's a fun little enemy, the Nayslug. I quite enjoy fighting him. It's just nice. He's the only original creation in the game that's actually in the arena. Every other enemy is a reskin of an enemy previous. Even the superboss. So it's quite possible that this guy was going to be. I do suspect, and I agree that this was probably going to be a boss, and they changed it and took him out and just put him in here instead. But yeah. Lovely. Gold pendulums, very good. But yeah, so that's just useful to remember that, yeah, physical attacks, overdrives never count as a physical attack that cause physical damage, so that can be very, very handy. And also, just a little side note as well, because I have done it, I was experimenting off screen. If you do enough damage to skip, like, 2 million health, the Nayslug goes into its shell. if you do so much damage like with an attack krills or like with Oblivion, so that you go before hitting the 2 million mark and then you exceed the 3 million, the shell just breaks straight away. Nacelock doesn't even get a chance to go into it to heal up himself. It just skips that stage, shatters immediately. So, just something to bear in mind. Lovely, okay then, so that is 3 enemies done. So we've only got 1 more left to do in this video before we technically have our final boss available. And that is the Ultima Buster, who's quite a fun fight as well. Following on from the Operation Mi'ihen, this guy takes the skin of Sinspawn Gui, except he looks a bit larger. Maybe that's just me. Acts just in the same way that the old guy did. Head, the arms, so that's a problem. Fortunately, my strength is so high that the arms are somewhat irrelevant. I can still do max damage through that. That's absurd. Just throwing that out there. But, you know, only with max strength and fully powered celestial weapons can you really do that. You want to take out the arms and get them down with. While he stares a hole from Titus. Let's reset the camera, shall we, folks? Lovely. Just like as well, normal, the head, you've got to use range attacks or some kind of magic on them. And admittedly, this fight is nowhere near as epic as the Sinspawn Gui fight, but the Sinspawn Gui fight's epic. So how can you fight? How can you face that? You know? Bug the guy, get another Gambler's Spirit. Lots of these guys drop Gambler's Spirits. I don't know why, but they just do. So that's fine. He's got 4 million health, just so you know, which is plenty. No, not 4. He's got 5. Yeah, 5 million health. I do apologise. The arms and the head, I think all have got like 80,000, if memory serves me correctly. I could be wrong. Sounds about right. The main body will alternate between using Ultima and using a physical attack. The head loves using, just like Sinspawn Gui did, with Contamination, except this version is, as one would suspect, a lot more powerful than the version that Sinspawn Gui uses. This one can inflict a lot of nasty attacks, poison, confuse, full break. It can also cause zombie as well, which of course, since our time in the Zanakan Dome and that, we've barely seen zombie actually. So, you know, that's kind of cool. It can also, of course, cause you some problems and having to heal that because, you know, you don't often have to deal with zombies, so... Yeah, the head still has to move suspiciously before it can do anything, but just like always, you can use a magic attack on it, or hit it with a melee attack and you'll end its turn, or just kill it outright like I did just there. That was surprising. I did not expect that to happen. But hey. Yeah, eventually this guy will return with his arms. You just got to take him out. Be honest, Ultima Buster I think is pretty easy. You know, it's just dealing with the arms and being able to do enough damage to the arms quickly enough so you can get plenty of hits in on Ultima Buster before they respawn, because of course they do, just like they did in the Sinspawn Gui fight. Yeah, but no, on the whole, he's not too difficult, to be honest. Yeah, you gotta stop doing that. And especially, you know, at this point where you got max strength, celestial weapons, fully powered, you can hit through the arms anyways and do generally max damage. He's actually only got officially 1 defense without his arms, but with the arms he's goes up to 255, which is why you'll do very little. So we're just gonna beat this guy to death. Backwards, his arms should respawn. Lovely. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, I can just, with my fully powered system, you can just hit through these. So the arms are relevant. Goodbye. Yeah, Armor Buster's pretty easy. He can give you some really good pieces of equipment, though, to be fair. So it's a bit of a shame. They should have made him a bit tougher, but I suppose how can you? Make him faster, I guess. Who knows? But like I say, he can drop some pretty good pieces of equipment. I mean, like there, you know, well, break ability. All right, that's not so useful, but he does have some good abilities he can drop. Weapons, you know, they can have, you know, he can drop weapons. You know how we were doing? Who's got one? Was it like Yuna? Sort of, yeah. But you know, like how we had these weapon setups for the Don Tomberry AP trick with him. This guy can drop weapons with all three of the abilities you'd want. Overdrive to AP, triple AP, and triple overdrive. So if you're hunting for some equipment so you can get hold of some levels fast and you're struggling to get hold of the resources, you could take on Armor Buster. If you can beat him, get hold of some good equipment, you can end up with something pretty much resembling that, which is, you know, can't complain with it. Lovely. Alright then, so that is going to be, that is all four of our enemies taken out here in the arena. I've now defeated all the enemies in the game. Captured everything, done everything like that. And so now, at this point, we have the final enemy of the arena available to fight, which is Nemesis. Also known as Omega Gold, for reasons you can probably guess. And that is who we'll be taking on in the next video. We'll be dedicating the entire video to 10 million HP Nemesis, who will give even the best of parties a good run for their money. Should be fun. So I thank you guys very much for watching, and next time we'll be taking on Nemesis and preparing for the Penance fight. I'll see you then.